Oh, okay. All right, let's warm up. If it's just you and me, we'll quit a few minutes early. There's an interesting feel. So when you push down on the legs, they come up and then feel like the weight goes down on the legs when you come down. So you always stay rooted. Chin in, head up. I'll have to tell Rothenbuehler we worked on something special today, and I'm not going to teach it again. Yeah, and that's it, and then that's it. Yeah, the secret, and then that's it. You guys are on your own. Yeah. Howard's back in town, but I don't think he likes. He's being super careful. He doesn't really hang out with anybody. Oh, here's Stephen or somebody. Oh, here's Laura. Okay. Hi, Laura. Oh, she's connecting. Okay, great. Hi, Laura. Okay, excellent. So let's see. Let's put this back on here. Maybe Stephen might show up. I'll put you over here. Okay. Here we go. So let's face this way. I'll face this way. We're just warming up. We just started. I hope you got a chance to look at that Chen video I put on YouTube. So we'll work a little bit on that today. Did we switch sides already? Well, let's switch sides because Laura just joined, so we'll switch sides. Hey, don't forget to pull the head up, right? Shoulder straight. Another good cue is like, your shoulder blades are in the back and they're like little triangles. So the bottom tip of the shoulder blade, like sometimes we kind of poke that back tip out to try to like push the back tip, the bottom tip of the shoulder blade in, and that helps with your posture. Okay, so I don't know if you have I know you have a desk job, so that might be a useful cue for you at work. Hold the core in, keep your ribs, don't let your ribs stick out, and then the low back is neutral. So I have to have a long posture here. Good. Let's go to this one. We'll go to this. Oh, here's Mark. Okay. What time is it? I think Nelson. Oh, Nelson's early. It's too early for Nelson. Yes, you can. Yeah. How is the fog where you are, Mark? Really foggy? Oh my gosh! Wow. Oh. So you could lengthen the leg and get a little stretch in the calf. Okay, so push the back heel down and push the front foot in. Get a nice little stretch in the calf. Keep this part long. So you stretch all up in here, and then we go again. Think about the shoulder blade. Get the, that triangle, the bottom part keeping in line with the back. We're warming up the hip joint here because we'll be using the hip joint. We'll do a couple of swings too. Gradual swings. Let the arm relax. Make sure you feel the feet. Work with the hip. Let's do these little basic type of warm-ups here. All right. Good. Let's change this a little bit, so this one it just goes straight down, straight up. So we'll go from like one corner to the upper corner, so like a cross. Okay. So it just gives a little bit of different feel. So it's kind of, instead of straight, it's across. This feels just like in China, you know, because China this time of year, it's like this, foggy, but the fog is not really moisture. Here's moisture. In China, the fog is coal smoke. Yeah. Oh, here's Stephen. All right. Good. Okay, let's see if you guys come in here. Good, it's Stephen.
Thanks, Bob.
Hey, how are you, Stephen?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so you got you and Laura online. So let me get back to.
Hi, Laura.
I think I highlighted myself for the video. I'm putting the videos on YouTube.
Great.
So I'll send you the link, and I sent you that one link for the little Chen exercise. I hope you got a chance to look at that because we're going to do some of that today too. Okay, so we're just warming up here. So we're doing, this is what straight comes out the hole, which is like, instead of straight down and straight up, it's across at an angle. Okay. And you can either do a fist or you can have open hand. We're just warming up the hip joint, shoulder joint. Okay. We're working into the legs, into the hips. So really feel into the legs. So what I want to make sure I avoid is like doing this. Okay. And I'll give you a different view. You can watch Garrett. I went to Fred Meyer's before I got here to grab my free and then 95 mask. They had like a whole pile of them. You just go in there and you just pick them up. Yeah, I mean, it's just like not even, you know, I mean, I don't know. You're supposed to only get 3. I thought that, you know, they check you off. No, just grab them. Because so I'm screwed. Oh, yeah, we have like 50. We ordered 50 of the Kimberly Clark kind. They were a good deal, but I don't particularly like them. I have some 3M ones I really like. Okay, let's do a chop. Okay, so before we do the chop, let's do like a little warm up for the chop so you can understand the thing of the chop, right? So it's just a very basic warm up. It's just this regular swing like this. I guess it's not really warm up the chop, but it gives you the idea of dropping the weight. To keep the chin in, what we want to avoid is this, right? Sticking your chin out. 1. So you get the idea of dropping the weight into the feet, down into the feet, push up on the feet. Imagine like strike, you know, not that you're crushing your spine, you're not compressing your spine, but you feel like the weight just drops right down the back of the body. Now, Stephen, I know you have a Joe and Mark has a Joe, Mark Ross and Bueller, and I think Laura most likely will have a stick or something that's not as long as what we use here. So I'll try to put something together during the week and put it on YouTube, a little thing for you guys to work with on that. This is kind of just nice and watch. You can even go higher just to open up the shoulder a little bit. Okay, so we're going to try one side at a time. Just relax. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to do beer palm today because that's a really good one to learn for the weight. Okay, let's try the other side. You can keep this hand here if you like. I can have my hand just like this, just one side. Okay, so just going to get that weight to drop. Okay, so now we're going to go into the more formalized shape. So we'll do the chop. We'll go slow. I want you guys to get the idea of the weight dropping. Okay, and then we'll try that with the 5 fists. Okay, so just go slow. Just feel like the weight just drops. Come in. So I don't mean like my arm drops. It's like my whole body just settles in. Pull it back. Settle in. Then transfer the weight from front foot to back foot. Then pull the front foot back. Come back. And when you come out, the back leg kind of anchors you, right? Chin in. Don't forget the shoulder blade. So, Stephen, you weren't here when I had this cue. So you know how the shoulder blade is shaped, right? There's a bottom tip of the shoulder blade. So sometimes we poke that bottom tip out. So pull the bottom tip of the blade, shoulder blade in. I know what I know that you know, Stephen, what I'm talking about.
That's right, Bob.
Pull the back of the head up. The weather, believe it or not, it's cloudy here, but it's better than last week. It's not as cold. And it's the same idea with even with the back when we come. So with this one, we don't want to hunch like this. We want to be up nice and tall. Okay. All right. So where am I? All right. One. Did we switch? I didn't know. Howard. I think Stephen has met Howard. Laura, I don't think you've seen Howard, but Howard was one of my first students when I moved here, and he says I talk too much. He doesn't say it like that. He just says you like to talk. Oh yeah, he totally retired. Okay, so I just have a comment about the chop. No, if you chop somebody, you don't chop them like. If you chop somebody, you have to use your body weight, right? And it can be a pretty good thing, but this is all kind of circ. Garrett, please. So if I'm so sometimes a chop is not like, don't be like attached to something like a chopping like this. Like don't come up here and try to chop. Yeah, usually that's really good. So, but usually like a chop can be like a really close in, kind of like that, right? You're not going to go up and like. Okay, so in one way, if we practice the chop, it's like I'm going to use it to come in. I'm not going to necessarily. We're not going like, I've seen people like, I don't know. I watch people on YouTube and you see, and they go, that's not going to happen. That's like this. I think it has to be the stupidest attack. Okay, so the chop just comes from here to here, just like real fast, real quick. All right. Anyways, that's my 2 cents about the chop. Okay, so where was it? Okay, so I mentioned, so let's try the bear palm. Now Garrett's a really good bear palmer because he almost killed brag. Yeah, with a bear palm. Okay, so the bear palm is a good way to learn just to relax and drop the weight. So, so just this is why I had you kind of do this, right? Now the bear palm, a lot of times when you see it, we think people want to just kind of do this, like slapping water with their arm. Okay. So let's just see if we can use it as a way to just kind of also work on our posture. So good, strong, good, long posture. Now we can just forget about the arm for a minute and just kind of just put the hands in and just feel like you just, and it could be very subtle. It could be a lot, or it could be just this, right? Just a little drop. Now I know this is not much exercise. All right, so let's try. The hand is connected to your body, right? So the hand doesn't go by itself. And it's just that, right? And then you can just relax it. Keep one here. So don't try to force it, just let the hand follow. So you can drop yourself and then drop the hand. Drop yourself and drop the hand. Okay, and then we'll add like what you would do for martial art like. But I just want you to get that this part here goes with the rest. Doesn't go by itself. Okay. All right. Because sometimes we get so lost in all the hand moves, we lose that weight of the power. Okay. Foot and hand hip. Nice and slow. Just connect the arm to the body. And when we do some chin stuff, you'll get it. Okay, just try to connect the hand to the body. And you can try the other side. Connect the hand to the body, so the hand feels part of the body. This is more like a sensitivity thing than a full movement thing. Yeah, we'll do some movement with it. But I want to make sure that we get away from just throwing the arm out like that, right? Okay, so I'll borrow Garrett again. He's pretty sturdy. That's why I borrowed him. All right. So you may not use it. You wouldn't use it again. You could, if you want to do something. But so here's Garrett's big arm. Oh, I gotta get one of those. Those look really cool. Okay, so let's just say something like this. So we'll try to get us 6 feet of distance. So I'm not doing this with my arm. I'm not pushing him. And so the bear palm is and I'm not using necessarily the weight of my. So this is the weight of my arm. He doesn't really care about that. Okay, but I want to use my weight of my body, right? And it could be just that versus this, right? So the bear palm is more about body weight, not arm weight. Body weight. So it's a big difference, right? It's a big difference. Yeah, it's a big difference. So it's just about body weight. So so even though the arm is out here, go body weight. Okay. So usually, if you did it against an arm, you're trying to get them out of the way, right? I think what you see how it works is like 1, 2, and then to the face, somewhere that you should have an effect. I mean, you can have an effect on the arm. I mean, yeah, because it shakes him a little bit and takes him off his structure. Okay, but so you can look at it as an exercise to learn how to use your body weight. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. Not just this is weird picture. I have like a picture in the picture of me. So hold on, let me try to get rid of that. I'm not sure I can get rid of that. Whatever. Oh, okay. What's that? Oh, he's really hardcore, isn't he? Okay, so we're gonna try a little bit of trying to just get more of expression into the bear palm. So we kind of had this just working as a draw. So we're just gonna go from here to here, right? From here to here, and you just drop a rock. Okay, so you are the rock. You imagine you're the rock. and we'll add some footwork. I just want you guys to come. So when I come up, I don't lift myself out of my root. I'm still in my root, and then I drop back into the root. And have good posture. If you have bad posture, it doesn't work, no matter how much you drop. So feel more into the feet than the arm. Okay. All you want to do with the arm is make sure it feels like it's part of your body. Okay. So you can go from the no higher than the head, like about here, and then drop from here. So it's like you drop the rock from here. Speed comes later. If we think of speed too soon, we might get tense. One, relax. Let's try the other side, and then we'll add a little footwork. One, relax. I try to give it a little bit of technique, but I also want to make sure we have exercise. Okay, so this is just drop in the from top to bottom. Okay, so there's also like drop to the front, right? So you can bear palm to the front. So we'll try bear palm to the front. So you can think maybe like a big rock here, and you just throw the rock, but don't throw the rock outside your body, right? Just so maybe you can think of throwing the rock. Your body's now a little bit bigger so the rock, so your body's like a bigger cylinder. You could try at the face, see if the face works. It's a different feel, but it's still the same dropping of the weight. Okay, so yeah, just very good. Keep one hand ready, because you can do a bear palm after bear palm. The other thing about it's a palm, so not a finger, right? You're not doing that. There's a different technique with the fingers. Okay, let's try the other side. So this is the sensitivity part of the class. You're being sensitive. Finding your aura. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. Okay. Okay, great. So let's have a little more exercise. This stuff doesn't work if you're not moving around. So we'll just do like the normal Master Chen stepping. So we can just warm up a little bit. And we're gonna hit on the on foot, right? It's Salado. 1, 2. And you can just make it easy, no fancy moves. And be free with your movements, like there's multiple people, right? Just kind of be free with the movement. You can go 180 to the corner. You could work on that 270 move I worked on. You could just think of slapping. I mean, you can even think of just like slapping things, but you're slapping with the body, right? The body weight slap. Okay. This, as a technique, is a very close-in technique, right? You're not reaching out to smack him, because this is what happens. Okay, so we're going to try make this a little bit more complicated. Let's warm up the complication. Again, make sure we do some Chen stuff, because I wanted to. So remember, cat wash his face, and we'll do it in place. So the next, instead of cat wash face, smack. Cat wash his face, cat wash his face, forward. Cat wash his face, cat wash his face, forward. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do a little step back, step up. Okay, now the thing about this one is a real tendency to kind of like sidearm it. So 1, 2, 3. So this is not that strong. It has to be from here. So 1, 2, 3, up the middle, down. 1, 2, 3, up the middle, down the middle. Let's see if we could try it in a stepping format. So we're going to try it the stepping. Okay, so step up. 1, 2, 3, 1. It's just gonna be hard to teach, like on that video. 1. So I'm not starting from the shoulder, coming up and down, up the center, down, come up. So let's do come up. This is easier, right? So 1 cat washes face, and then up the center, down. Then this one makes the cat washes face, up the center, down. Cat washes face, up the center, down. Cat washes face, up the center. So the one that hit comes back to cat washes face, that one up the center, down. Down, center, down, 1, up the center. So when it comes up the center, so Gary's going to do it, he's going to come up the center. Then when he comes up the center, he kind of covers me. Like I can't get into him because he's covered the center already. Okay, and if you come up, and so if you like a George Chu, you know, come 1, 2, 3 up the center, it could be another hit. That's a George Chu thing, right? You come up the center and then you go again. So 1, 2. Laura's met George Chu. He's kind of a little violent, don't you think, Laura? Okay, so mark that a little bit off. Okay, ready? I know, do you guys, I like this platform here, it's better. Okay, so mark it a little bit. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so just take this hit. 1, 2, up the center, back, come back. We'll just do same side, up the center, back, come back, up the center, down, cover, cover, 2. So cat washes face, cat washes face. 1, I'm just using the right palm. 2. I'll go slower. We'll switch sides soon. Now go slow, because I don't always get so focused on throwing the arm out. Just think of dropping the weight. Okay. So not side arm, up the center body down. So you come up the center, you always cover the center. Boom, let's switch sides. So I'm just going to do left side. Let's see. 1, shit. 2, crap. Cat washes face, cat washes face, up the center. Boom. Cat washes face, cat washes face, up the center. Boom. Cat washes face, cat washes face, up the center. Boom. Cat washes face is a very narrow. Oh, shit, the camera all got all messed up. Hold on. There we go. All right. Cat washes face, cat washes face, up the center, pat, come back. 1, 2, back. So you cover, cover, back, cover, cover, back, cover, cover, forward, cover, cover, forward, cover, 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 back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you drop the weight. Okay, let's inhale. Now, this may not be a good technique if you're shorter in a way. I mean, like, the guy's taller than I am. So sometimes I don't have it's harder to drop the weight at a higher height. I might have to do it just kind of like here and try to get in somewhere that's close, but it's a little difficult still. So let me see, what else can we do here? I wanted to work on. Oh yeah. So the whole concept is just about dropping the weight and moving our hip. So let's try a little bit of the we'll try like the fist, one of the fists. Okay. So you will just use some of the simpler fists. So the wood fist is a good way to do this. I gotta make sure we do this shin. Okay, so we'll just do the wood fist. So we'll just go step left hand, left foot. Feel that, right? Come up, drop the weight into the thing. Okay, also you're gonna imagine this hip is gonna pierce into the space. And you drop the weight in. Okay, good. Just feel that. Okay. Now if you wanna hit higher, we'll try a little bit high, like maybe throat level. Okay, I like to have, I just throw my hand up here because it's what I'm used to. So this is the fire fist. So I drop the weight into the fist. Okay, we're gonna try the second fist. So this one drops the weight in, this one's gonna drop the weight in too, and you can step up if you want. And feel the weight drop. So we have a good combination. 1, 2, okay? Drop, 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 drop. Okay, so when I say drop, drop, I'm not, okay, let's go over here. This is why I teach, because it's so much fun. Okay, so I'll just do it this way, yeah, so. Okay, so maybe I'll just do a palm. So I'm not dropping like that, and I'm not falling in. Okay, so what I will do is like when I come in, I'll just do a palm. When I come in, I just drop my weight, right? My backhand's gonna drop the weight again, drop the weight. Okay, so I'm not falling to drop. I'm not doing this either. So how does it? Okay, so it's a kind of an interesting concept. It's like you drop inside your body, and you're not like squatting. Well, I guess not really. It's just kind of like relaxing the body. Okay, so let's do the fist again, and then we'll do a couple more. They're fun to try out. So 1, and you can move. Let's move. Let's move 1, and then drop. Step out, drop in. This one's gonna go. Drop in, drop in, drop in, drop in, drop in. Okay, 180-degree change, just turn it about. And we'll just go again. So now we're gonna go straight forward with the left foot. So you make you can try the different sides. So just step forward with the left foot all the way through, then half step with the back foot and drop in, forward, drop in, drop in, drop in, drop in. Let's do a 180-degree turn. We actually have a lot more room, but I want us to be in the camera. Okay, so let's step forward, drop in, drop in, drop in, drop in, drop in, drop in. Okay, let's relax. All right, and we'll take the stick yet. Let's do one more, and then let's switch to a little bit of Chen, and then we'll see what the sticks will work with. Because it's the stick and the Chen, we're going to try to figure that out. But so this is other move, which is part of the chop. So this is the other chop that we do. This is this move, right? Called the metal cut, the metal fist. Okay. So feel how this connects to the foot and the back foot. Okay. All right. So we would do the same, right? Instead of a punch. Okay, and you want to feel that drop in. You have this here ready. Come back and try switching sides. And let's do it in place. 1, chin in, shoulder blade, tip of the shoulder blade in. 2, feel the weight go right down the spine. Notice how the hips have to rotate. Okay, now they don't rotate like, they don't like rotate like this. They kind of like, they kind of like that, right? So the hips don't rotate like this. They just kind of, it's like this one is like a pivot. then this becomes the pivot. Okay. Yeah, very good. So let's try again. 1. You can come back with the water fist. 2. Come back. 3. Feel the spiral. Yeah, I forgot to tell you about the spiral. There's so much to discuss. So, well, we'll work on the drop and then we'll talk about the spiral maybe next week. Feel the spiral. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's why we're going to do the chain, because we can then feel the spiral. So right now we're just working on how to drop in. But if you notice, I have to spiral when I'm coming in. Okay, if I step back, I have to spiral the body to come back out. Come in, spiral the body, come out. 2, 3, 4. And I'm not pushing the arm out. So it's not really a push. It's just like a turn. It's like I turn out. Right? I turn, and the hand does a spiral all by itself, and the hips spiral too. Okay, so we're working a little bit of mobility. Try to give you guys some aerobics, you know. 2. Let the backhand just drop, so you can think the backhand drops too. All right. So we're in our feet. So let's work a little bit of our chin stuff, and then we'll see how hopefully all this connects. So we'll just start with a little bit of. Okay, so here's your hip joint. So a lot of times we walk around like this, out of our hips, out of our root. So I want to like sit into the ball of my pelvis. I don't want to fall into the ball of my pelvis. It's just like, you know, it maybe set myself into the ball of my pelvis. So it's nice and stable. Okay. All right. And so we can do a couple figure 8s just to start. Pushing, and think of pushing the sides of your glute out to get that nice and strong. Okay. So we can look at what we just did. The shingy is kind of a foundational kind of thing, like getting the line straight. Okay. Okay. So this will help us figure out how to even make what we just did a little bit more efficient. And you know, like these moves here, this all comes from here, right? All this comes from here. So we're going to try to work that up a little bit. Maybe we should do this first, but all right, good. So let's get in here. Let's try some silk reeling. So I'm gonna put my hand here. Fingers up, elbows down. Feel the shoulder blade tip in. Okay. Now, hand and feet and hip drop. Just from there, just start there. And as I drop, think the glute, just hips get wider. This will help me not cave my knees in. Okay. Relax. Notice the curve. The curve. Okay, so we're going to go from down, turn the hip out. Turn the hip, sinking the hip, up, turn it. I'm like giving like a mini George Chu thing. You know, George Chu used to teach. George Chu used to teach everything he ever learned on a Saturday and a Sunday. You go to his class in Golden Gate Park, and he would teach all day, and he would teach you everything he knew. Yeah, we're very busy Saturday and Sunday now. I don't know. I mean, if he ever comes to like within driving distance, I should go see him. Okay, so feel your hips work this move. It's not the arm. Right? You can just like, you don't even work, you can just maybe do the elbow if you want. But just feel the legs and hips do the move. We could use the feet and turn the feet to see how everything works. Okay, so you can think of how everything has to sink in there. And we're warming up this move. Let's try the other side. Let's warm up this move. Pushing off the feet. Okay. The curve of the arm. So think of the hips moving, rotating, turning, good posture, shoulder blade in. Try both hands. And we're gonna make it a little bit bigger so I can just get a little bit of rotation, mobility in the shoulder joints. So I'm gonna try big circles. Okay, just try to get the shoulders loosened up, I guess. I wouldn't necessarily do this, like you wouldn't do it this big in a, like in this application. You can do 1, 2, let's try the other way. To get the hips to work this, it's not the arm. Okay, really think that the feet, legs, hip, and the arms just follow the strength that come out of the feet, through the legs, turning with the hip. Okay, let's try a little bit of this one then. This is all leg and hip. Now you can feel power in the hands, you can feel stuff in the arms, but that's down here that's working, putting all of the power in there. Okay. You can make the hips work a little bit more by turning into them and then turning out of them. Really get into your glute. It's going to be just actually quite a big glute workout. Okay, so it's not necessarily all of this. And we'll review some of the stuff we talked about with the. Okay, so we had talked about last time about joint locks. So notice that we're rolling the wrist. Okay, rolling the wrist. Rolling the wrist. Is there a different direction? I don't know. Oh yeah, that's just this direction. All right, we can just shake it off. Okay, so we had the other type of Xingyi stuff. So let's just see. It just occurred to me, we're gonna try, we just warmed up the hip with the Chen stuff. So we're gonna try to see if some of the stuff we just did changes the feel. I think that's a valid suggestion. So let's just try the simple, like the punch. Okay, so we're just gonna try the punch. And just see how that feels. Then we can do the half a punch. Okay, so I'll leave it to you to decide if you feel anything different. Go on. I don't know. For me, it feels like the hips drive it more, right? It feels like the hips drive it more. So that's kind of, so instead of driving it with our this way, or even like this way, we feel like there's like this twisting that drives it, right? This twisting of the hip that drives it. Okay, and we're not like doing this. We can just, okay, good. That's kind of what I want to show you. All right, Mark Rothenfield, he's not here, but he did, and okay, so we'll continue with the hip thing, and then we'll look at how it works with the sticks. Okay, but he did want us to look at like taking one piece of Chen each time. Okay, and since we're pretty much retired, we have a lot of time, we could start from the beginning and really learn how to do it. Okay. And if you know only a few moves, you gotta get the principle. All right. I could give you some ancient Chinese story or Tang Dynasty story about that, but I'll try to do something a bit more modern. There's supposed to be some great singing teacher somewhere in Italy. And he had a student, and for only a couple of years, or maybe 2 or 3 years, he only did one exercise. The teacher made him only do one voice exercise. And after a couple of 3 years, he said, okay, you're done. You're now the best singer in all of Europe. So his name was Popora, P-R-O-P-O-R-A. Okay, so we're going to try a little bit of the Chen style. And we'll just go from the beginning. And we'll just see, because we warmed up the hips, right? We just warmed up the hips. So we're going to see if we could drive this feet to hips, then to hands. Okay, but rooting into the ground. So we can't forget about the ground. Okay, so ready? So let's just relax. We're going to just sit back a little bit, engage the hip joint. Okay, so let's try the first move. So just relax the hand. Okay, hands are alive because they're hooked to my feet. My feet are alive. And then I'm going to turn my hip a little bit. To turn my hip a little bit directs this. Then turn my hip, so my feet powers the hips to this way. Okay, chin in. Then I'm going to relax, drop the weight down, turn the hip. Okay, let's just do that. So really kind of get into like how this move works. Okay, turn the hip a little, not a lot. If I turn too much, I disconnected, right? If I have to turn more, I have to turn my feet. So I'll just turn my hip a little bit and turn my hip back. Then I really want to turn, so I'm going to have to turn my feet and have my feet follow what the hips want to do. And relax here. Good posture. Feel into the legs. Then slide your hips over to the right foot. Okay. When I come up, I don't lose my root. When I come up, I just slide my root into my right leg. Then I can pull this up. So let's try that again. 1, 2. Okay, think of spiral now. 1, 2. And like you wind your leg in, wind it in, step out. Relax into the back hip, not your knee, and then push off your glute. Good. Probably would just do that. Because this is a lot of work already. Okay. You know, I noticed a tendency too. I have like the tendency to lean forward. So stay back. Feel the back side of your body. Okay. Feel the back get wider. As I push my back, my lats, and my whole back gets wider. Okay. I'm going to turn. That can be normal. Then feel the back get wider. So you have strength in the back. Okay. Inhale. As I push, feel the back widen. The back of the body just get wide. Just strengthen the push. Legs, hips into the push. Good. I'll just do another pull and push. So pull. Get into the hip. And then this time I'm going to, instead of a push, I'm more like an elbow. Send the hand. This is going to scoop up. Now this hip, the front hip is going to, and the front foot is going to root. And so you have to rotate. Rotate in, up, and think like you're winding your knee in, and then down. Okay, so it feels like I'm, instead of like just lifting my knee straight, it's like I'm winding my knee into my center. And then I'll just for safety's sake, we're just gonna let the foot easily go down. Okay, so the first move, right here in front of the camera, that is. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see the first move. All right, so now let's do this hand. Okay, so the first move, I have to really, if I'm really going to affect somebody with this, or first is, don't worry, I want to say. No, oh, no, that's good, that's very good. Yeah. So the first move can be a joint lock, but right now we're not doing joint locks. But the first move is like a joint lock if you can get it. But the hard of the first move is like, here I am, like I'm facing here and here's Garrett on the corner. So I can't like just go like this, right? Okay, and I want to affect him. I can't just like, so I have to really engage myself to affect him, right? So part of engaging yourself is to try to figure out what part can you set in there and try to affect him, right? And so maybe he's coming, and then I have to like, say he's pushing firmly. I have to not be toppled over either. So that's just this thing. So I'm getting to my root. So he's pushing, now he's pushing into my root. Okay. Now I still need to affect him. So I can't just like yank him this way because I'm not paying attention to him, right? Boom. So I need to affect him, get into my root, get into my feet. He pushes into me. So I'm going to get into my hip, and my hip are like little gimbals, little bolter. And so then I could just try to do this with my hip and say, now I'm more rooted to do him, to affect him. Okay, because he doesn't really affect it, so he comes back this way. So the next move is this. So I go one, the next move is this. So I can't just like, okay, he pushes back. I can't just like go like that. And I can't lose my root. So when he pushes, I have to direct him with my hip. See, that works pretty well, doesn't it? Works very well. Yeah. So I have my root. Okay. So like the first move, I think teaches you a lot about just how to stay here, how to take, and how to use this to stabilize yourself and to make an effect. I mean, you can use it like for pushing cars or something. Okay, so let's go to the first move again. This is Sifu Mark. This is what he wanted to do. So, so you know, huh? Yeah, I hope Mark's catching this. This is what he wanted to do. Okay, so let's just try again. So just feel your root. Sink in. 1, 2. Feel that root. 3. And you can, if you want, you can push down. And if you want to push down, you can push down, but really get in like you're really pushing something and push it out. And you have to push it out like a curve. 1. He pushes back. So get it back into your root, into your hip. And like you almost like drill your feet into the ground. So you're really getting even more rooted as you come. Okay. Now the next move, depending on where you start, you can start here if you want, if it's too low, if you got too low. But try not to like pop up, right? So if you're low, I guess your challenge is then you have to stay low. Okay. Now the knee comes up, but think about it winding into you, like it spirals into you, and then unwind it out, and then you're wound here. So then you're like then you unwind, you spring the other way. 1, I turn, and I come back. Now I have to finish the circle. 1, finish the circle. Right, feel that circle. Get into the hip again. The hip is like this thing. We'll just go. So notice if you come with the push, and then you're gonna come again. Notice as you turn, that hand naturally wants to come out. Naturally wants to come out. So it's part of the circle. Come in, up, wind the knee into you, and then relax it down. All right, that's kind of a lot of work actually. Okay. Let's try it with the sticks a little bit. So the stick just amplifies all the principles. Okay, so the stick amplifies all the principles. Let's just warm up a little bit. Oh, we didn't get to do our joint locks, but that's all right. Okay, the stick just amplifies all the principles. So you can think about, well, let's just do a simple one. I mean, it doesn't matter what the length stick you have. You can get a shorter stick. So instead of something like just poking straight like this, right? Even if you turn your wrist, you can feel how you have to kind of use the hip to move it. Okay, even if you're just trying to, and it may not be a big move with the hip, but you're not just using the arm like that. Okay. You could try both sides. I guess it's not amplifying as much because of the different types of move. Another way to try to work this also is like think of the end of the stick, put it here on your hip, and then just rotate it. Just use your hip. Okay, and then rotate the other way. Okay, and you can rotate the other way. You could slam it on. So you can really feel now your hip is helping you with the move. Another interesting thing with it is okay, so let's just say okay. So let's, for some reason, you know, whatever. You're here, he's here, and if you got kind of an even, and he's really stronger, I can't just do this, right? I'm trying to, so this is one way to kind of, you kind of get in there and then you can use it, see? I used my hip, right? Yeah, I used my hip, okay? I didn't go like this. So that's kind of an interesting thing. So when you use a weapon, it's not really about the weapon so much. It's about, so Garrett's going to do this. Now you do use your hip. Oh shit. Yeah. So when you use the weapon, it's not really about the weapon so much. It's about how you use how you use the body, right? So you can take the weapon, okay, and you know, I mean, you know, do you think of this as a training tool? Really, it's really, you know, I mean, you're not going to go into this to Fred Meyer. Well, I don't know. Depends on what part of the country you're in, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if people can walk around with firearms like that, you should be able to walk around with this. I would think so. It's like open carry. Yeah, well, it's not a weapon. No, it's not a weapon. It's a cane. You are Gandalf. Yeah, you're Gandalf. Oh, now you have little crystals and all that. Okay, so let's take our weapon and just, you could use to learn to work with the hip, and you can just put it in the middle too if you want. Just kind of learn how to do that, right? You could even think of like, you know, you just did Chenstao. So what would you do with Chenstao with a stick? That kind of thing, right? And then up. The weight of the stick has a certain weight, so so the weight of the stick goes on your leg. One, up, and instead of push, we just do a stab, like. Okay. We come back up and stab again. Okay. Okay, so that when you come back up, you also don't want to like fly up. So when the stick comes up, you get it into your core, into your hips, and spiral it through. So you can just work this way with it. Okay, for the next move, it's a little more fancier, I would think. I would probably do this kind of thing. You know, that would be my next move. All right, so you can use the stick. Okay, so speaking of the stick, so when we could do the chop with the stick, so we're going to think about how would I work my hip with that chop. Okay, so I'm going to kind of rotate into the front hip. I'm not necessarily going to pull my weight back because someone can get into it. I might just come up, maybe put my body weight a little bit back, but still have my stability, and then just drop my weight into the front leg. So I drop my weight into the front leg. So rotate my hip a little bit, drop my weight into the front leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, And feel it just drop in the front leg, not out of my body. It's very easy to get thrown out of your body when you have a weapon because you're focusing on the weapon. Now, if you want to be focused, like I want to hit him with the edge or the tip, that's fine. What you do is that's kind of a developed kind of a sensitivity kind of thing, maybe, or like a focus. The power is in your body. The contact point's at the tip. That makes sense to you, right? The power's in your body, and it's just like the power's in your body, and you have your contact point is in your hand. So this is just an extension of your hand. Again, we could just switch sides too. We'll just switch hands. And just learn that to use, like, how would you drop this straight down? In other words, don't drop it outside your body and don't drop it behind you. Just drop your body straight down. And that's how this would work. Okay. So when you chop wood, you don't let the axe take over you and let your axe fly out of your hand. Right, okay. And then, okay, so now we have the figure eight. And you can use the figure eight also as another hip exercise, because you can do the figure eight like this with your hand, right? Just with your arm. Or you can just go slow and then just move your hip around with it. Let your feet move and just feel how that would. So you move your feet, but think of moving your body. Move the lower part of the body. You can let the toes pivot if you want, or the ball of the feet. So you can get that idea. So you don't stress your arm because you're using your body. Okay, so when I come on this one and when I pick it up, so it's like when Coach said this is heavier. Like Nelson isn't here, but he has a really heavy staff, so you can come like under it, feel the weight of it, and then let the weight drop in. Okay, let the weight drop in. Let the weight drop in, and if you want, then you can come out and drop it. Right, you can practice a couple of things. You're not going to be Darth Maul, it's Star Wars. 1, 2. Okay, so here's one of my favorite ones is this strike. So this strike here from above, the weight drops in. I don't poke my body out. I have to root in. Okay. So if I want to do that, and I want to keep the circle, I want to keep the spiral going. 1, and I could keep the spiral going. Okay, 2. And just see if you can stay in your feet, stay under the weapon, and always keep your body weight rooted. So don't let the weapon float up. And use the weapon, use the stick to learn how to use your lower body. Take the strain out of your upper body. Now, of course, you want to get upper body strength, so that would be that's a different class. I'm not teaching that class. All right. Okay. I hope this Sunday class is kind of like the potpourri class, but I try to keep it at the same theme. I do want to show you. Look, we talked about wrist joints, so response last week. So let's just do a quick review. And maybe Mark and Garrett could work together on it. I'll just do this on the video. Okay. And there's an easy way just to practice it on your own. I know maybe you guys don't have someone to practice it with. Okay. So again, your wrists only go like one way or that way, in or out. So and so a trick of a wrist joint is try to make him feel uncomfortable. Right? So let's just try. So here's this one. So just learn how to do just that, right? Just that. Thumb on the inside and fingers on the outside. There you go, Mark. And then, yeah, I think he's right. Yeah, I think he's right. Just that one, do both sides. Okay. Thumb on the inside. Stephen, I'm sure you did this with Rob. Okay, so that's one. Okay, I stolen this from my keto, just if you want to know. Okay, the other one is just, so there's this one, and then we're gonna go look at the palm, take your fingers here, put your thumb here, and then turn to the outside. So this is just the basic kind of wrist locks. We're not gonna add any strength to them. Just so you get the, okay, Mark, thumb on the back of his palm, and the fingers wrap on the inside. Thumb on the back, fingers on the inside. There you go. Okay. There you go. So these are kind of like the basic, I think the basic ones. Okay.
Remember one from
What, Steve?
thumb down. If you place your starting hand down, drop over the top.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yes.
There's this one. There's this one too. We're just taking it easy just to, so here's my hand, and there's this one, and you just go this way.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are kind of like the basic ones just to get, you know, just to get used to like what they are, right? Then there's this hand, grab the fingers here, grab the fingers, and turn this out. Now these also can be good wrist stretchers. Maybe if you have carpal tunnel, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you better ask Steven about that if if it's good for carpal tunnel or not. I have no idea. And then there's just these. Oh, of course, this is the really good one. Someone just cranks you on your fingers, but there's this kind, pulling back. Okay, so these are kind of like the extremities of where your wrist's gonna go. Now we have this in Chen, so I thought we'd show you how you would. So we had this move in Chen, right? We have this move in Chen. So to practice this on your own, you would just kind of maybe just kind of like, how would you do this on your own? I had to figure this out the other day, how to do it on yourself. So, but we had this move in Chen that goes like this. Okay, we have this move in Chen. Oh, here you go. So you just grab one hand and pull back on the other. Grab one hand and pull back on. This is how you would do it by yourself. Grab one and pull back. Okay, and I can show you on Garrett. Here, grab one and pull back. If you have a stick, you can use your stick. Let's see if I could use this here. No, yeah, maybe. You could use it as your stick and just kind of strengthen the body. Oh, and I do want to show you an exercise, just a general exercise, just to strengthen, and you can just switch. Okay, so basically I'm just cranking on this small joint. I'm learning to crank on that small joint. Okay. Okay, so let me just show you. You know, if you have a stick or a rubber thing, you can just do this. Okay, like wringing a towel. Okay, so you can wring a towel. You can also take your stick. Let's see. I wish I had a rubber thing. Okay, and you can just kind of do this with your stick, and just like that. So coming over and then turn, coming over and turn. Just switch hands, coming over and turn. Okay, and work your wrist strength. Okay. Now, when you apply these, of course, all the other principles apply. Your body weight, your hip, all of that applies. Okay, all of that applies. So if you have someone's wrist or something and you need to, and he's really strong, you really have to put your wrist in. You got to drop your weight. Okay, so this, I just want to, that's just a review from what we did last week. All right, so let me borrow Garrett just to show you one thing. Okay, so we're just this one thing. Okay, so and Laura, this might be more usual for you because I guess, I don't know, as men grab women, whatever. Okay, so this is his strong side. I can't get out of this, too strong. This is his weak side, his space. Okay, so I would try to get out the space. Okay, so I'm out the space. Now, if you're really mean, you keep on him. Okay, right? But you know, So what you if you just want to run away, just try to get out the space. But sometimes if he's really strong, he'll be really strong. Sometimes you just can't get out the space. So that's when you have to really use. You really got to drop. You got to drop. Use your body weight. If you drop fast and he's still holding on to you, then you will at least destabilize him.
I'm going with you.
Yeah, and then you can just go that kind of thing, right? But so just like so. But anyway, so this is one of the principles of getting out. But if you really want to be like, if you really want to stay with him, then just oh man, and then just come over and try to take that, and then work a finger or two. That's all. Oh, and the other one was this. So this is from the Chen style. It's just 1, 2, over. Okay, just like that. And if so happens he gets out, go. This is the Chen style. That's Chen style. So Chen style would be the other hand, I think. Not the other hand. The Chen style would be the other hand. So here's Chen style. This is Chen style. My elbow's at an angle, so I don't want to be. This is too hard. I can miss. I don't want to be right on. If I'm a little bit of an angle, I can still see. This is an angle. I can still. So let's say let's say he gets out, then this hand can come out. Right away. So that's Chen style, right? So they have a lot of that in Chen style. The other thing with this one is, right, so I can't just do this. That's not helping me. I really have to feel my feet and try to spiral into my hip, right? And I also can't have a compromised knee. So he can feel the lack of strength right now because my knee is compromised. So 1, I don't need to be that wide. I can just be, as long as I'm rooted. Okay, now if he's really strong, I need to get away, that's fine. I can get him a little to stabilize and maybe run away. All right. Yeah, you got, yeah.
Stomp on that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So you have to be careful. Yeah. So this is why you need to destabilize him, because then it'll be hard for him to pick up that foot. Yeah. Yeah. So you have to be able to compromise people. So you can't just like, okay, and just like, okay.
If you're in your center, the best thing you can do.
But so you can just get into your center. I'm in my center. If I feel a move on him, I could do something. Okay. Anyway, so that's just a review of the wrist locks. We're not a big deal on it. Okay. So I think that'll be enough. Let's finish off, everybody. I hope you got enough exercise. I hope we worked out your lower body. Very good. Thank you very much. Good. All right. Thank you. I try to make this a little bit more focused than last week. Last week was a little unfocused because I don't know. All right. Oh, okay. Laura says thank you to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Laura, good to see you. Okay, Stephen, great to see you. And let me see here. There we go. What's going on here? God, how do I get this? Whatever.
Have a great
Okay, hold on. All right, have a good one, Stephen. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Stay safe. Get your free N95 mask. All right, bye-bye. I'll see you later. All right.